Hey crew, happy Saturday. We have a long chipper workout on tap for today. It's probably gonna take somewhere between 25 and 35 minutes to complete. Big movement we're looking to consider here is our dumbbell snatches or our odd object ground to overhead. Depending on what weights we have available, we can adjust those reps as needed. Prescribed is 75 reps, but ideally, this is a station that's taking somewhere between 3 to 5 minutes to complete. If you have a very light dumbbell or a very light odd object, we may want to consider bringing those reps up to 100 to just kind of fill that time frame between 3 to 5 minutes, get the right stimulus. If we have a heavy weight, we maybe want to bring those reps down to something like 50, again, to get the right stimulus for today's workout. If you're doing dumbbell snatches, we're going to switch hands every rep, and we're going to switch either on the floor or in the air. Switching on the floor looks like this. All the way locked out overhead, bell touches the ground, and we're switching hands on the ground. If we're switching in the air, we can drop that bell into our other hand right in front of our face, and then we're touching both bells down to the ground before we get that bell back up overhead. The goal here is to get something from the ground to overhead. So this can be an odd object, this can be a kettlebell, this can be a slam ball. If you have a backpack available, all we're doing is touching that backpack down between our legs and getting it up and overhead like a big kettlebell swing or a double-handed snatch. You can do the same thing with the slam ball. Or even just go with traditional kettlebell swings. We have a 100-meter walking lunge today. That works out to just over 300 feet. So if you're inside with shorter distance, definitely something you can measure out with the tape measure. If you're limited on space even more, we can go with 100 reverse lunges today or 100 box step-ups. We're alternating legs each side for a total of 50 reps on each. On all these movements, let's focus on our finish position. For the burpee today, let's make sure we're reaching that full extension at the top, small clap overhead, and some air under the feet. For our dumbbell snatch or ground to overhead, let's just make sure at the top our elbows are by our ears so that weight is balanced right over the middle of our body, fully locked out. And finally, on our walking lunges or step back lunges, let's make sure at the top that our hips come to full extension before we go into that next rep. What we want to avoid here is staying nice and low and never reaching that full extension. Really the only movement that we would stop moving on today is our dumbbell snatch or odd object ground to overhead. So see if you can get outside of your comfort zone for those 75 reps right in the middle. There's a bunch of options in our workout prep notes on how to attack that as far as rep scheme wise goes. Take a look at that. Have fun, crew. Go get it.